Good Santa.
The Good Santa.
What about Mrs. Claus?
Yeah, right.
She looks good.
Well, what do you think of that? When you froze his face there.
Right.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Amy, espérate que no se oye bien. Aquí. Sigue, mira que ahí, déjalo.
No.
What do you want? What do you want? Car, yeah, kid car. You like a kid car? Yes, I like a kid car too. Hmm? You wanted that? Yeah? Okay. You can watch it. See, it's nice. Good. Jack, he will come again. He went to the store. He will come back. Jack.
My brother Charlie is 59 years old, and he's developmentally disabled. When he was born, he was normal. However, due to convulsions/seizures, his brain was robbed of oxygen, and he wound up becoming brain damaged.
2. All the way down, Charlie. 3.
And although that's a fact, the part of his brain that contains memory and ideas and creativity is amazing, because quite frankly, his memory's better than mine. If I need something to remember, I'll tell him and he will remember where I've already forgotten. So how was your therapy today?
Good.
She worked you hard.
I don't mind hard work.
No, I know you don't mind hard work. And you held the cup up there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was good.
My name is Orange.
But what's your very favorite color?
Green.
You're a green baby. Charlie was close to both my parents. Unfortunately, my father passed in his sleep, and I think Charlie still has some resentment about that, because he'll always say he has questions when he sees him again, because he went to bed saying he'd see him in the morning, and he didn't. So I guess for him, that's a little harder to understand. Where when our mom got sick, I had prepared him for that piece. So he misses them, and sometimes around the holidays, he gets a little moody and a little cranky, and I have to say to him, you know, you thinking about mommy and daddy again? And he'll usually say yes. And then we have a conversation about them, and then he's okay again. So sometimes you just have to have that conversation, and it makes it better.
In the past 10 years, after I stopped working, you know, when he really needed the assistance 24/7, we had to take him out of the school. And I had to quit my job in order to provide quality care for my son. He couldn't say one phrase. He couldn't. Made just word by word. He was never able to make a sentence and make people understand what he wants. He will point it out. He will say one little bit thing or word will come out of his mouth, but we will understand that. Dad and mom, we will understand what he's trying to say or what he wants. That's what you want, Father? That's the ACDC? Yes? ACDC? He loves music. He loves wrestling. He loves rides, long rides, like taking a ride to New York City for 2-3 hours. Twice a week, I'll take him out for a ride. New York City, around New Jersey, just to please him, because we know that he enjoys that ride.
I took a picture with my phone.
Esta bella es Amy Hermosén. Ella es nuestra nieta. Vive aquí, de hecho nació aquí en New York, pero se fue a Santo Domingo un tiempo con su madre y después vino más tarde, hace 12 años que regresó. Ella está haciendo la secundaria, ya está para finalizar. Y ella tiene una disability que se llama Dandy Walker Syndrome, y eso le impide a ella poder caminar. Pues también le afecta mentalmente.
Although living in shelters was extremely challenging, Amy's family wanted to stay in the United States where she could receive excellent medical care. As a child, Amy could not speak, but now at the age of 19, she is bilingual, understanding and speaking both English and Spanish. Her self-confidence has improved immensely.
I want to miss Amy.
I knew when I made the commitment to take him with me to live that I would need to be able to support the two of us in a comfortable manner. I had wanted to be a nurse early on in my life and didn't take that path, so I wound up going back to school in my 40s. The nursing has helped. I'm able to manage him well.
That's right.
I give him infusions, which I believe has slowed the progression of his disease. And we roll along.
And my bad guardian, the bad nurse, and you're my
Your favorite sister,
yeah.
because I'm your only sister. Right?
Hey Charles, how you doing? So if you notice, Charles has atrophy and loss of function of his proximal muscles and distal muscles of his hands and arms due to the lack of nerve supply from a motor neuron, which got affected and resulted in what we call ALS. ALS, which is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The good thing is he is very active mentally and physically. He still bowls, which is keeping him strong. Plus he has a great caretaker, his sister, who's not only been wonderful, but has showed compassionate care and helped him be functional with his activities of daily living, which is far important for patients with motor neuron disease.
Relax, Charlie, and breathe. Hold on. Nobody move. Anything for me to do, I have to have other people with me to help. To pick him up out of the wheelchair, to get him into bed, and so forth.
And as you know, even his lower extremities are also weaker proximally and distally, which affects his ability to walk.
I take him to the best specialist. They told me the problem that he had is they're kind of sick. We
Maybe
figured he's going to
20.
live between 20, top of 25 years old. So now
He's 51.
we got him up to 51. And the way he had the life at home, with the doctor, we take him accustomed. The way we taking care of him, the way we do everything for him, it's prolonged his life. And so we was told by the doctor. He said, the way you're taking care of him is prolong his life.
He's the king of the house, like my husband said. We live for him, to please him. We don't care about us, but we care for him because at this point, that's what it is that he needs. Be happy for that.
So it's not just medication. It's a support system that is required to get physical, occupational, cognitive, speech, mental stabilization of the patient. Also, nutritional consultation for the patient is important.
Su nombre es Orquídea Rosario. Venimos de República Dominicana. Orquídea tiene aquí 7 años ya que llegó aquí. Está en un programa que ahora están tomando clase por Zoom. Ella ha aprendido mucho acerca de la computadora. Es muy diestra dibujando, cortando, escribiendo. No tiene mucha habilidad en la lectura, pero conoce algunas letras, conoce algunos números. Y en la casa ella ayuda mucho en los quehaceres de la casa, ayuda en la limpieza. Ella ahora en noviembre 4 cumplió 47 años. Así que está linda orquídea. Esa es la bella orquídea.
Yo me llamo Orquídea.
Y amarillo. Qué lindo.
It takes great courage to sacrifice your time to care for another, to put your wants and dreams on the back burner, to focus on your loved one, continually giving physical, emotional, and spiritual support.
Charlie's been in the Hudson Ability Bowling League for over 30 years. And he's improved and progressed over the years. He's been in Special Olympics. He's won gold, silver, and bronze medals for bowling. And he loves to bowl. But now with him not being able to use his hands, we use a ramp. He's in a wheelchair and we use a ramp that we put in front of him, and I put the ball on the ramp and I take his hand and put it on and push it. And we have 54 bowlers, and they're the best. They help each other, and they're very kind people. Most of us could really learn a good lesson from them about acceptance and kindness.
I work for Public Works, Department of Recreation and Public Works, like cleaning the streets, taking care of the senior citizens. I have seizures and stuff. I had them since I was little and everything. I fell out the window when I was small and split my head open.
I work at the hospital. I deliver food to the patient. It's a good job. It really makes me happy. I like helping people. I like working with people. Sometimes they get on my nerves. We're not going to talk about that.
As someone who has a disability myself, the biggest challenge is to take care of someone who has autism, because they can try to live in our world, but we can't live in theirs. And I just want to motivate and inspire other families to fight for their siblings who have disabilities, to fight for their rights, because they do have the same rights as everyone else does. Just because you have a disability, that doesn't mean you're not intelligent. And I can simply say that I'm living proof of that. I have 2 college degrees under my belt, trying to go for my 3rd, and it's not easy when you have a disability. You have to work 10 times as harder as your normal counterparts.
I mean, I'm a depressive since I was in high school, you know, and so getting involved in the community has really, it's just been a very positive thing. I mean, you go to bowling and you see that it's a whole room full of goodwill and kindness and generosity, and I can't find that anywhere else in this town. So I do that for my own health. That's the main thing that brought me into working over with Charles. I had started working with Charles after he got ALS, and I know that he is just a very giving person. He always gives his stuff away. So I thought, you know what, maybe he'd like to make some cards. You know what I mean? That way he can really give them away, share his art with other people. So he loved the idea.
And he came up with another idea for a card. And we decided to use it as a fundraiser for our bowling. And within 2 weeks, we sold 1,500 of these cards. So that was just amazing, and he was over the moon about this. He was just so excited. That's his joy. He knows he can't move, so he uses his brain as well as he can, and it never ceases to fail me that his brain is really good. And he's my joy.
I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
You got too hot, right?
Other days, we have his friends come over. They usually come over once a week or at least once every other week for dinner. So he still gets to see his friends, even though he doesn't see them in a workshop at the moment or a day program. He gets to have them come over and see them and talk to them. And he has company. So again, I've tried to make his life as normal as possible, considering the disease he has. Her lives, come on, what's the name of it? Well, what's the name? I have a holly jolly Christmas.
Oh, from Rudolph.
Yes, and we sing that.
What's your favorite Christmas song, man? Snow out for us.
Watching the snowman?
Man, what's your favorite?
What about you then?
I think Dennis likes hymns. What's your favorite?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
My faith is what keeps me together and gives me hope. I can't go to church. We used to go to church more. It's very difficult now, but I believe that the Lord knows my ministry is Charlie. Everything is done around him and what he needs, what he wants. And I like that. I'm okay with that. It makes him happy. It makes his life comfortable. And that's what it's about. Again, there are days when it's tough or tougher than others, but when I feel that way, I also think how tough he must feel and what he goes through. So it goes back to us again being a team, and we talk about that we are a team.
When I met my husband, he told me that he has a special needs child and he was in a group home. A lot of people told me not to do that. Leave it in a home. He's already placed in a group home. But we made a decision. We went and we took him back home. He's not my son biological, but by the law he's mine, and by God he's mine. I love him like it's coming from me, but it's not their fault to becoming, disabled or incapacitated, or they then develop mentally. It's not their fault. I know it's so hard, it's very difficult, but they don't deserve to be put it on the side. They all deserve a better life. They will never compare the care that they have at their own house with the family.
But what do you want for Christmas? Everything. You've got to tell us something.
I think it's
A Yankee shirt?
Hawaii.
Some Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah.
Charlie loves Hawaiian shirts. Ever since Charlie was a toddler, he loved Christmas. And to this day, I tell him he should have been born on Christmas and been a Christmas baby, because he loves Christmas.
And smart, too. After all, if he's going to be on my team someday, he'd better get to know me.
I don't know if he's gaming me, but he swears Santa's real. So we have to write a letter every year to Santa. He is truly unique in this, where nothing gets him down, especially around Christmas. lot of people that will see me and talk to me will say, he's really lucky to have you. That's not true. I'm really lucky to have him. And I believe that anyone who is given the honor of being trusted with a person with special needs will hopefully take it as a challenge and as a joy and as a happiness that God has chosen them for this special person.
We love you, Charlie.
But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Let that oath apply to you, not just on and off the field, in sports, or in the classroom, but apply it to life itself. Because life is your biggest classroom, and you're learning something new every single day.